One thing we're going to learn today is that a radius and a tangent segment and the radius, when they intersect, so I'm looking at the radius and the tangent segment, when they intersect, when they cross each other, they cross at 90 degrees always. So whenever you see a radius and the tangent segment, the angle that they make is 90 degrees. I'm going to say here at the bottom, there's another 90 degrees because there's another radius and another tangent. So now I'm looking at a four-sided figure. I'm going to add all my angles, x plus 90 plus 90 plus 75. I'm going to add all four angles. I know back in the days, I gave you guys a formula, n minus 2 times 180, to see how much the angles on the inside added up to. There's four angles. So n minus 2 times 180, I'm going to say all four angles should add up to 360, right? Based on that formula. So now the rest is just algebra. I'm going to combine my like terms, 90 plus 90 plus 75. So I have that x plus 255 is equal to 360, right? I just combined my like terms. Now x plus 255 equals 360. Let me subtract 255 from each side. X in this case is 105. That angle is 105. So not too bad on this one. Now looking at question number 2, I'm going to say that a triangle, when it has two sides that are equal, and we have an isosceles triangle, two angles are equal. Right? I highlighted my radius, one radius and the other radius, so radii, plural, just to see that I have a 34 degrees, and I'm going to say this other corner here should also be 34. I just told you a few minutes ago that a radius and a tangent, when they cross, they make 90 degrees. So I see at 34 degrees, I'm going to say this angle right here is 56, and this angle right here is 56. Because those two combined, 34 and 56, add up to 90. Because it's an angle made by a radius and a tangent. Now, I'm going to be looking at a triangle right there. I'm looking at that triangle. I know if I add the three angles, x plus 56 plus 56 equals 180, right? When I add the three angles of a triangle, I'm going to combine my like terms, 56 plus 56. So I have that x plus 112 equals 180. I subtract 112 from each side, and we get that x is equal to 68. Yes. What did the 34s? I used the 34s to come up with the 56. Because I know a radius and a tangent cross at 90 degrees.
So you did 90 minus 34?
90 minus 34, yeah.
How come on this side you equaled it to 360, but on this side it's 100?
Because on question number 1, there's 4 angles. Question number 2, there's 3 angles. So far, so good. Now let's pick up the notch a little. Well, I will say every time you see an angle given, think of how can I use that angle? I see a 52 given, so I'm going to ask myself, well, I see a 90 degrees given, because that angle is made by a radius and a tangent. I'm like, how can I use those two angles? And then I'm going to be looking at a triangle. I know two angles of a triangle. I should be able to figure out the third angle. I'm going to add the two angles that were given, 90 and 52. I'm going to add them, and I'm going to subtract it from 180. 180 minus 142 gives me 38. So the third angle on my yellow triangle is 38. And I know this angle right here, it is also 38. Because now I'm looking at an isosceles triangle. I'm going to be looking at this triangle. I call them 38 because you see how two sides are equal, the radius of the triangle. So two angles are equal. So now looking at the orange triangle, I'm going to add the three angles, x plus 38 equals 180. Combine your like terms, 38 plus 38 We have x plus 76 is equal to 180. Now subtract 76 from each side. X equals 104. Once again, once you're given a number, try to think of how you can use it. So for question number 4, I'm thinking of, well, not looking at that one. I'm looking at the 119. I'm like, well, 180 minus 119. 180 minus 119, that's 61. So this corner here is 61. Because those two combined, if you notice, they make half of a circle, which is 180. So I know that's 61. Then I'm like, well, I know this right here is also 61. You guys see my small triangle inside the circle? Those two sides are equal. Now I'm like, all right, 61 plus 61 is 122, right? I'm adding the two. 161 plus is 122. Let me subtract that from 180. So 180 minus 122 gives me 58. So this angle right here, it is 58. Then I'm going to look at a triangle. I know where the 61 is. The whole thing right there is 90. So I'm looking at the big triangle, the yellow triangle. One of my angles is 58. The other angle is 90. The other angle is x. So I'm just going to go 58 plus 90 plus x is equal to 180. 58 plus 90, that's 148. So I have 148 plus x equals 180. Subtract 148 from each side, and you're going to end up getting 32. In order for you to use a triangle, you need to know two angles. And in order for you to find the third angle. Yes?
Where did you get 122 from?
61 plus 61.